Madness from Jackpot, one of the top 2 teams in North America, dropped a video yesterday about a moment in what looks like a scrim, I think, where the team was dropping a few games in a row and morale was starting to fail them. Leafy then decides to do this.
Nah, you know what? Remember when somebody called Kyo out for being so toxic, and then he had like a stream for like a month where he's about to be toxic, like trying to be super friendly and respectful?
Yeah.
I'm about to be that. I'm about to be him. Hey guys, let's go! Wow, what a comp!
What I call him.
We lose this game, I'm
Okay.
getting off.
One play right side, guys.
I'll make that.
One play down. Top left.
Awesome.
Wow. Let's have a very good double. He's double. Pushing our side.
Nice.
Nice. On the 10.
Oh my god, I can't.
Jared destroyed.
This video they put out isn't a joke. It's not for entertainment. This is a tutorial. I'm gonna call this idea Leafy settles on obnoxious positivity. The idea is that you decide to filter your comms not just so that you're keeping yourself from being negative, but you're actively forcing yourself to say positive things, even when you don't feel that way, and even when things aren't going well, because when people are tilting, they usually aren't going well. That's not to say give backhanded compliments or be bitingly sarcastic. Even when Leafy says, "Jared got destroyed," it's goofy, not accusatory. The feelings being expressed are obviously fake and goofy, but that actually works for a couple reasons. For one thing, as we've seen in the video, it's pretty funny. Lightening the mood when people are starting to lose control of their emotions can be really helpful for resetting. For another thing, though, it's a way of acknowledging negative emotions. A lot of the time, when we're feeling negative emotions, we don't want to own up to the fact that we're feeling them. It's often way easier to notice ourselves tilting when we look back at footage after the fact than when we're in the moment. We can kind of notice that the mood is getting worse, that the team isn't talking as much, but a lot of the time, instead of putting the words together in our heads or out loud to address it, instead of forming the conscious thought that we're tilting, we should probably talk about it, we just let it get worse. It's kind of like you're lying on a couch or a bed and you have to get up. For most people, it's not a physically difficult thing to get up. It's something you know you have to do eventually. You just don't wanna. It's just the tiniest bit uncomfortable. You have to flex your ab muscles a little bit and get out from under the blankets. You have to confront the fact that you, as a human being, have negative, unhealthy emotions sometimes. You have to disturb the surface of the water, be the tiniest bit confrontational with your teammates or yourself. It's not physically difficult to say something, just it takes a bit of effort to decide to make it happen. Leafy deciding to do this, volunteering because she saw Kyo doing it once, is a great positive proactive step. But this works even if you're made to do it as a team exercise or an individual one. It's one thing just to bark at someone, "Stop tilting!" That might just make them tilt worse, make it seem like you're blaming a loss on them or something. It takes a lot of tact to be able to gently communicate to someone that they're tilting in a way that they won't be reactant to. You know how there are all those videos where an obviously attractive woman puts a microphone up to a guy and asks if he thinks she's pretty, and he's just like, "Nah." That's psychological reactance. It's when people feel like they're being manipulated or controlled. Like, in the guy's case, he's thinking, "Yeah, she's pretty, but I don't want to just say what she's obviously hoping I'll say just because she put a microphone up to me. That would mean that she just successfully got what she wanted out of me, like she has control over me in that small way, so I'm going to do the opposite." But if the team captain were to tell everyone, "All right, obnoxious positivity time," and everyone just ran a full match or two that way as a regular exercise, I think it would be a great way to get people to confront what's happening emotionally within themselves without being as accusatory, without triggering as much reactance. Instead of tilting more, it'll just be like, "Man, do we really have to do this? Yes. Fine." Not everyone is going to like it quite so much, but that's part of the point. Asking people in the moment to self-reflect, to catch that they're tilting and try to reverse it, is an uncomfortable but necessary thing to do. I've really appreciated times while I've been playing where people on my team have gently said out loud to the team that we should consider our emotions and try to recenter ourselves, because while there was always a little bit of a sting of reactance I've felt in those emotional states, being forced to think about it always made a huge difference, even just in one game's time. It got me to confront it instead of continuing to lie on the metaphorical couch wasting practice time because I was playing badly and wasn't doing anything about it. We see it in Jackpot's gameplay too. All of a sudden they're getting quads and they start winning again. And it's right when Leafy starts being obnoxiously positive. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I had an experience with this on a Silly Comp Sunday once. It was called Supportive Comp Sunday, where the challenge was that everyone had to give a teammate a compliment whenever we got splatted. As silly as this was, and even as backhanded as some of the compliments felt sometimes when, like, the whole team would wipe and we still had to give a compliment, after those 3 games, we all felt way better emotionally. We commented on it afterward like, wait, that was so fake. Why do we genuinely feel good right now? I figure that has to be the reason Kyo was interested in trying it. I don't think it was just a bit. I think it was genuinely a good method of managing tilt and toxicity. Morale is everything in a tournament setting. If the team starts going quiet or starts blaming things, it's incredibly difficult to get them back on track and prevent those negative feelings from making them play significantly worse than they're capable of playing. But Leafy figured something out here, and I think it's something that people should consider experimenting with themselves. See if you can use it to salvage some tournament runs and scrims that would otherwise feel like wasted opportunities afterward. See if it helps you get to know yourself better. If nothing else, at least it'll be funny.
I love being positive. Hey, Madness. Look at me, Madness. Look at me. Are you looking at me, Madness? Booyah!